Hey, enjoying another day off. It's not a day off. I hope we're engaging today. Nice to at least have you see me. I can't see you. Let's take a look what we're looking at today and what we're going to be doing. You watched a video about Magna Carta. Um, Although Magna Carta is well before the period that we're looking at, it set England and the history of England on a little bit of a different trajectory. Take a look here. We have a map of European states and the state system as it was evolving in Europe. Keep in mind, Europe's only a small part of the world, but it's a part where Western civilization is really percolating. By 1650, Spain is running a very powerful empire in the Americas and is still probably the wealthiest country in Europe. England is just beginning to engage in an enterprise in the Americas, but England's history is a little different than the rest of the continent. Because, as you saw with Magna Carta, England began a history of having limited government, meaning that the monarch had competing centers of power that he had to kind of mediate and work with beside the church in order to maintain authority. So England had that history. So by 1650, England was in the midst of a revolution and actually didn't even have a king. One of the few states in Europe, it didn't even have a king. It had a government without one for a period of time. The king had been executed. In the 17th century, in the 1600s, two English kings would be forced to be removed by forces within the country. One put to death, the other one exiled. So that's what we're going to be reading about today. The idea of a government where the authority of the state is limited by law. Magna Carta, an example of that early in English history. And the idea of limited government and the rule of law really takes shape in England more than anywhere else in the West. And it's that kind of system that America will inherit when it evolves to create the first modern democracy in 1776. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to do about half of the reading assignment on England. I'll have it posted. Please make sure you take time to finish the previous section 2, which looks at the absolute monarchies of Prussia, Austria, and Russia. Absolute meaning that there was not any established body of law or any established balance of authority that would keep those kings from assuming unlimited authority. A good example of that is what we looked at yesterday, Peter the Great. When Peter the Great decided he was going to build St. Petersburg, there was no body of law, there was no representative assembly, there was nothing that could limit in what his ability to do that except for a rebellion. And we said thousands of serfs died in the brutal and important work of building his window to the west. Okay, folks, I hope you have a good time today. Please make sure you post. I'll be checking that for attendance. And please remember to email me if you have any questions. Okay, folks, I hope I look better.